in that regard. I
Oh, I
wish they
hate
would bring
this
a lot more of their
argument.
wives' concerns
The
directly instead of it by the because like
the loving and what did he say? Loving in whatever way. I hear that a lot. Frank Turek says that a lot. Like, what do I do? My son says that he thinks he might be gay. And he's like, well, you got to take him and sit him down in a very loving way and tell him that he's going to burn in hell.
Tell him he's not
I've
who
had
he knows he is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, you're
Brainwash.
not.
Lovingly brainwash.
Yeah, just give him a little smack. Smack it out of him. Who said that? That was a thing that happened a while ago. You smack the gay out of him.
That comes up a lot too.
I've seen how
Yeah.
gossip gets done.
Oh man. So there's most of my videos get majority likes. I'm within like the 90% like ratio. Except for two. The one where I talked about the conservative twins. Man, that video got so much hate. I loved every second of it. It was fun. That one's literally got like a 10% like to dislike ratio, and it's got like 100 something dislikes. But I was
Congratulations.
right. Yo, yeah, no. Every single comment, and there's hundreds of comments. Every single one of them was like you're stupid, you're dumb, you're racist, you're this, you're that. But not a single comment, and I responded to every single one of them. Not a single one addressed the actual argument. It was all just ad homs. But my second most disliked video is where I was shocked. Maybe I wasn't. I don't know. I had mixed feelings. But my second most disliked video is when all I said was, don't hit your kids. That was the message of it. Because it was talking about the spare the rod, spoil the child.
How controversial.
Yeah, I was like, just don't use physical discipline to I can't remember how I worded it, but I repeated it throughout the video. You don't use physical force as a form of discipline against a child, against anybody, but especially against a child. They don't understand. They don't grasp it. It's been proven time after time. This is not okay. Just don't hit them. That's it,
It's
And my
worse than the
goodness.
physical. It's worse than the physical damage because you're also telling the child psychologically, you can't trust me. I will hurt you.
Yeah,
and that leaves a lot of damage on a child in a whole myriad of ways.
Yeah. Just everything about it is bad. Just all of psychology, all of just every field of behavioral science says don't hit your kids. So I got so many comments that everybody was just like, "What? You're soft, liberal, snowflake, libtard, whatever."
Ad homs, of course.
Yeah. Nobody,
because they can't accept the fact that if you have to resort to violence against a human half your size or less to get your way, you have failed intellectually. If you must resort to physical force, you're a failure.
Yeah. You've absolutely failed as a parent. If that's what it comes down to is might makes right, fear. Yeah, they're essentially playing their own version of God. Do this or else.
Well, that is fair. They're modeling the behavior they learned from their parents, from their preachers.
Oh yeah. And that's where I was gonna go. So I got all of these comments. Just hundreds of these comments that some of them even like YouTube would like block out, which I don't mind. You could post whatever you want, but YouTube did it automatically because that's how vile some of them got. Just because I didn't say like, no, maybe I did. No, actually I did. I think I said you're a massive piece of shit if you hit your children, but
Fair.
That was the overall message was just don't use, from experience. Like my daughter's just shy of 18 and the other one is just shy of 14. And it turns out that if you sit down and have a talk and explain things to them, it works a lot. Anyway, so I did decide to look it up. Like, what is like? Am I wrong here? Like, is it like? Of course, I knew it is not, but I did look it up, and every single field of study says no, don't hit your kids, except religious ones. All of the religious studies I mean, if you Google it right now, like is physical discipline of okay against children, you'll see like Baptist church, whatever. It's like, well, some moderate to light spanking, and or some people say use a switch, or it got really disgusting and vile. But yeah, that was my. I don't know why I went into that rant, but yeah, I have two videos that were when I said that was it Michigan? I think some state passed some incredibly reasonable bill that included trans people in hate speech laws, as all people are included in. And it was, obviously it wasn't true. They said the video would say you're going to get like a $10,000 fine if you call a he a her or whatever. And
Yeah, those are always lies.
it was a blatant lie. I mean, I showed the bill on stream, went through it word for word. Yeah, kind of went through some of the boring parts of the bill because it's a bill, so they're all boring. But it was an absolute lie. There's no fines. There's no it was just a lie. It's just trans fear mongering. But I don't know why I got on that side tangent. But those are my
It's a valuable tangent because it's one area where religion is clearly very harmful that no one talks about because we get so distracted by slavery or a person's own trauma about their fear of hell or all those various things. But people are damaging their children, and religion is the only thing that says it's okay.
Mhm.
As you just said, every field of study except religion says it's bad news. And in the United States, only 28 states have banned corporal punishment in public schools. 15 have laws giving public schools explicit authority to use corporal punishment, and 7
Mhm.
states have no laws at all about it. And
Yeah,
all of that comes from religion. Only religion is saying that's a good idea.
Oh yeah, literally only religion. Only religion says this is okay. I'm just doing a quick look. Um, National Health Institute. No study has found physical punishment is not only effective but also harmful. Hitting kids. There's some where, yeah, I guess it's. I'm gonna have to look up the evidence against physically punishing kids is clear. No positive outcomes. But where's the one? So as I was just going through, hold on, I'll share this tab. As I was just going through and reading the just these quick headlines that get you to click on the page or whatever. Every single one was like, no, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Corporal punishment triggers harmful psychological and physiological responses. And then I did come across one where it was like, yeah, it's okay. So I was like, oh, hey, here's an actual thing that's saying it's okay to do. And of course, it was like, kingdom of God, something or another. I wonder if it'll pop up again here. Hitting children leads to trauma, not better behavior. Physical punishment is associated with increased child aggression, antisocial behavior, lower intellectual achievement, poor quality of parent-child relationships, I'm sure it says. But where is... Research shows that spanking, slapping, and other forms of physical punishment do not work well to correct the child's behavior. Well, I don't want to get too incredibly boring looking for...
It seems like an overwhelming consensus.
Oh, it's yeah, it's an absolutely overwhelming consensus.
It is a lot of consensus.
A lot, yeah. I mean, just every field of study. But I was just looking for... Cleveland somewhere in here. You know what? Let me just type what religious Corporal punishment is strongly recommended in the Hebrew scriptures.
I mean, so is killing children, but whatever.
Yeah. Is spanking biblical? Oh, got questions is the video that I was talking about I did their video on it. It was gotquestions.org as to who did the video. And that's the one that the comments and the likes to dislike ratio was just off the charts. Nobody liked hearing that you shouldn't hit your kids. And I got a couple people would come on. This was months and months ago when I was maybe like 10 or 20 subscribers and I wasn't in this community yet. But yeah, you can just see just from here, is spanking, do not withhold discipline from a child if you strike them with a rod. But there's actual church websites, and I won't spend too much longer digging through here because it was a long time ago when I did this. Baptist News.
Yeah. I remember that verse. If you strike them with a rod and they don't die in 1 or 2 days, then no harm is.
No, that was slaves.
Oh, right. Slaves get better treatment than children. My bad.
Yeah. It's the children. If they're the children is the one that you take them to the city gates, or is it before the elders? I think the virgins who commit adultery get stoned to death at the gates, and I think the children get taken before the elders, and then people will throw fucking rocks at them until they die. I think that's, if I have my Bible right.
Unless you sell them into slavery first. So maybe slavery was a good thing because by selling your children, they gained additional legal protection.
Net benefit. Okay. Yeah, you know what? Honestly, Gabriel, that is the best defense of biblical slavery, at least when dealing with children, that I've ever heard. I didn't want my unruly child to have rocks thrown at his head until he died, so I sold him into slavery. I would say that's fair. Well, anyway, it's a fun little deep dive to go into if anybody ever cares to.
We're finding all sorts of fun reasons that religion is harmful that we might not have previously considered.
Yeah. It's like, spare the rod, spare the child. Yeah, that's the verse. Gotquestions.org went over it, and yeah, he said he downplayed child abuse. I mean, it's child abuse. there's no other way to word it. If you yeah, it's child abuse, but he downplayed it. And it was I don't want to say it was shocking because you get used to it. You become what is it? Desensitized to these arguments when you hear them, but it still catches you off guard every once in a while when you hear somebody downplay child abuse because they were using a switch, which is usually just like a small stick or tree twig, and it like, oh, okay, I didn't know that that's all that they were abusing their children with. That was, that's I'm gonna get myself worked up. Yeah, you can just hit them with the stick and it's fine. Comments and dislikes, still engagement. Yeah. Yeah, oddly enough, the video about the conservative twins lying and calling it the Michigan pronoun bill when the words pronoun, gender, misgender don't appear in the bill one single time, is my highest viewed video. So you're right. It was engagement.
I am shocked.
Yeah. I think it's my highest viewed video. One of the slavery ones might be. It's either number 1 or number 2. So yeah, it's pretty good. Outside the city gates. On her father's porch. Okay. Non-virgins. Wait, no, I don't think it's hard to keep the virgin and non-virgin um death sentences in line. So I just don't recall. Is it non-virgins are stoned to death? But if they are virgins, I think they both get stoned to death. If they're non-virgins, they have to marry the person who violated them. If they are virgins, I think they both get put to death. I'm pretty
I
sure.
believe you have that backwards.
No, because the non-virgins, that's the last line of that of the marriage law thing. So if you or no, it's not, because they also throw marriage into it. So it's hard to remember. It's all pretty gross. It's all
Remember,
pretty
the
disgusting.
the modern concept of virginity it's relatively new. Back in the day, virgin just meant unmarried young woman. So if she's a non-virgin, she is married.
Well, I think I thought they made that distinction. Give me one sec here, though. Freshen up here. I thought they made the distinction between betrothed and virgin.
There is
Or
one
maybe-
section where if a woman is betrothed and she gets assaulted, then it depends on where they are and how much she cries out, whether she gets killed along with the person who assaulted her.
Mm-hmm. And I think that only applies if she is betrothed. But if she's not betrothed, and the guy forces, yeah, that's it. Because fuck, I can't remember. It's been a while since I covered this one.
It's a very ridiculous legal code.
It's everything about it is really gross. The concept of virginity at all is gross to me. What was it? Deuteronomy? Is it Deuteronomy or is it Leviticus? The marriage laws.
Maya appears to be finding Deuteronomy ones.
Oh, I suppose I should read the chat, huh? If a man takes a wife and after sleeping with her he dislikes her, is it Deuteronomy 22? Yeah, it was okay. Yeah, I had it right. I was already here. Let me share this page. Hold on. Oh, why can I not share this page? Oh, because I'm not in the. I suck at YouTube. Bear with me. There we go. All right. Yeah, and then all the way down at the bottom, marriage violations. If a man happens to meet a virgin, it does make the distinction. If a man happens to meet a virgin, okay, who is not pledged to be married, and violates her, assaults her, and they're discovered. Yeah, so that's when they have to get married. Josh, the assaulter has to marry his victim.
And he can never divorce her. What a wonderful life for her.
Yeah, it sounds really good. So that's if it's a virgin who is not pledged to be married. And then up here, it's if slander her by saying I married this woman. That's if she's not a virgin, then you kill her, and then if she's lying about her virginity, you kill her. If he's lying about her virginity, he gets fined.
The fine payable to the parents, she has to stay married to him, and they, again, cannot divorce as long as he lives.
Yeah. If a man takes a wife and after sleeping with her dislikes her and slanders her, so if he lies about her virginity, I married this woman, but when I approached her, I did not find proof of virginity, which oh God, these verses are so bad. I don't know how people can read this and be like, praise God.
That's why they don't read them.
Virginity. That's it. You're exactly right about that, Gabriel. You're very wise. Slanders her, I married this woman. When I approached her, I did not find proof of virginity. Then the woman's father and the mother shall bring the town elders proof that she was a virgin. her father will say to the elders, I gave my daughter in marriage to this man, but he dislikes her. And now he has slandered her. I did not find your daughter to be a virgin, but here is proof of the virginity. So the parents proved that she was a virgin. The elders shall take the man and punish him. They shall fine him 100 shekels of silver and give them to the woman's father. However, if no proof of the woman's virginity shall be found, she shall be brought to the door of her father's house. You had a spot on, Maya, and there they shall throw rocks at her head until she's fucking dead. Yeah, I don't know how we got off on that side tangent either, but yeah. So that's if she's a virgin. So this is a virgin pledged to be married. And this is a virgin who's not pledged to be married. So it's almost like the real distinction that they make on whether or not they're going to murder you is if you're pledged to be married. If somebody's already claimed you, then they're just going to kill you. But if nobody's claimed you yet, they'll let you marry the person who's victimized you. Anywho, that was a huge side tangent. Let me catch up on comments here. She has done already. Just hanging. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I didn't see that you look at verse 13. I had posted it all in here already. Verse 13. If a man takes a wife, sleeping with her, just like okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all really disgusting. I derailed the chat with my all. Yeah, I already read it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how we got there. I don't plan these things out. We just go where the stream takes us. What are these guys on about now? Verse 5. If she has been if she has made herself impure and been unfaithful to her husband, this will result when she is made to drink the water that brings the curse. Oh, the
abortion chapter.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
Just
so much
covered that
awful
on Aaron's show.
There's so much awful stuff in the Bible. Oh, did they end? Oh, no. All right, let's see what these guys are up to.
The only thing you say is, "Oh well, Jesus never existed. The whole thing's made up." Like, but at the same time, you also want to say how we're crazy for believing in.
I hope this doesn't offend you, Gabriel, and maybe this is a controversial topic, but I think Jesus was really, really basic.
Which Jesus?
The he died on the cross, I think.
Still not specific enough.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Jesus of the Bible. No. Hold on. You know what? We're just going to go with the first time the Bible that Jesus was the first time Jesus was mentioned in the New Testament. That Jesus. Anything else that we'll just consider a lie.
That's sort of the trick.
Yeah.
There were multiple apocalyptic rabbis named Yeshua running around at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
Many of them, several of them, were put to death for various crimes, including blasphemy, but not all of them were. So when people say Yeshua has died, but I saw Yeshua yesterday, they mean different Yeshuas. And after a few years, these got muddled together, and people came up with this idea that one particular Yeshua had actually returned from the grave.
The one that returned from the grave. Jesus ben Joseph, I think, is his full name.
There were a lot of Josephs also.
Oh boy. All right, I think I've offended you by calling your homeboy Jesus very, very basic.
Now he was not as useless as his father, but I mean, he died.
Yeah, he did die. R.I.P. Sorry for your loss, by the way.
He got better.
Well, that's
We
good.
have.
Yeah.
All right, let us see what they're going on about. You know,
So I
Like,
mean, it's
I could give
but
you
the
the
point
strictly
is to
the
see how big
numerical
of the point is to see how big of a failure we are, but also to see how Jesus fulfilled a lot of this stuff, so we don't have to do a lot of it anymore.
No, I think we understand that here. It's
Yeah.
kind of moving past that point is for what I'm saying is how to live your life as a Christian going forward after you acknowledge the stuff you're talking about. Do I?
Well,
use
I've
that?
thought about it
Do
for
I not
myself.
use
Do
that?
I? I've thought about it for myself, and quite frankly, you know, I don't practice
A talking
I don't
snake
always
that
think
he
it matters
also
if
made.
it's on a Saturday or a
yeah. That's the Jesus I'm referring to. Because the talking snake. Yeah, and you know that really is the greatest sin of them all, isn't it? When you really think about it,
Eating
what
fruit?
sin? Yeah. What sin could possibly be greater?
If Ken Ham is correct, and everyone in that time was vegetarian, there was a truly unparalleled amount of sin. Only after they started eating meat did the sin start to reduce.
It's all so confusing. But I'm super glad you're here to clarify it, though. It all makes perfect sense. Yeah, it really does. It really does. It's a very well written and cohesive narrative that tells a very direct and to the point story with no sidetracking, no unnecessary stories.
And all the stories corroborate each other perfectly.
Yeah, and you know, I think that's a really good argument for the existence of at least that the Bible was written by some type of divine human, just because of how all the stories really do. There's just no contradiction in these stories, and if- in that time, thousands of years ago, how could mere relatively uneducated population of people get that so correct? Now, if the Bible was full of contradictions and errors and stuff that didn't make sense, I would say it's not divinely inspired. But there's just no way people of that time could get it so right. They had to have had help from a god
Yeah.
or something like that.
Or something
having
indeed.
3 Sabbaths. I like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, baby. Like my employers, all 3 of them right now know it. Like
That's crazy.
If
like,
is
hey,
getting a
like,
real
if
good
you don't
workout.
want me, then you know.
That's true.
'Cause I'm gonna work my
The
tail
first
off.
law of Hovind also applies to Ham. Every single thing he says is false. If he says it, you can look it up if you want, but you can just put your money on the fact that it's false, and you'll win every time.
Yeah, and realistically, if you just treat it as false, even if he does throw some truth in there, you'll still probably come out victorious.
Like, but if I need rest, when I need rest, that's the deal. Like when I'm with just family doing whatever.
See, Al Kane is in the chat, and now we're causing this cognitive dissonance. We're causing this dissension because he's saying it's a Jewish law, or they're saying it's a Jewish law, and I'm saying
I don't buy I do not buy the argument that like that's the Old Testament, this is the New Testament, because it's the same God. So either you have to say that your God changed his mind on a lot of stuff, or that the Trinity is not a thing.
It's not so much about the Trinity. Jesus was very clear that there would be no change to the law. He came not to erase the old law, but to fulfill it.
But
This whole concept of the old law no longer applies, that came from Paul. Paul said that as long as you worship Jesus and you're not circumcised, then the old law doesn't apply to you. But if you get circumcised, you have to follow all the laws of Moses. That
I
was a thing
think
he made up. It's just Paul.
I think the argument that I've heard is that Jesus does say he didn't come to change anything about the law until the law has been fulfilled. Now, what the hell does that mean? Who knows? But when Jesus died and resurrected, that was Jesus fulfilling the law. It makes
Some
sense.
have said this.
Some have said. He said, yeah, until the law is fulfilled. So what does that mean? So he did give some caveats to if the law will ever be changed, and
Titan
essentially
is also correct. The Old Testament was only ever supposed to apply to the Hebrew people, the Israelites, because they were the chosen. They were literally a nation of priests. They had priests among them, but compared to everyone else in the world, they were all priests. And that's why the laws were there, was to make them be
yeah,
holier than the average Homo sapien running around at the time.
yeah. I don't know. I don't. If I were, I just see. I can't know because I've never been a believer of any flavor, even a little bit. But I could see myself if I were a believer and I truly believed, like I was 100% convinced that the God of the Bible, all of the Christianity was true. I would think I would be following the Old Testament laws to a T just to be safe. I mean, if God said it, it has to be good. And I don't want to burn in hell forever. I think I'd follow all of the laws. Like if you
There
you
are a
believed
lot of
in
very silly ones.
there's maybe three tops. Genital mutilation is circumcision is genital mutilation. Yes, it is. Anti-trans. Yeah. Yeah, circumcision is, and it's funny because it's not funny. There's nothing funny about it. It's
Good
wacky. I
night,
don't know the
Titan.
right word to use, but um the same debate that I'm sure we've all heard it, the not debate, but the argument that the children can't consent, so you can't give them the hormone blockers and various other treatments. That same party seems to have no problem with the genital mutilation to which a child cannot consent.
Oh, it gets better. In Islam, it's the female children who suffer genital mutilation. And the Western Christians get big mad about that while simultaneously practicing genital mutilation on their male children.
Yeah. How awful. I mean, it's just such an archaic and barbaric practice. Like, how is this still allowed? How is it still allowed that like these Jewish priests can literally can perform circumcisions, we'll leave it at that, with their mouths? Like, how is this not the worst form of child abuse? But religious freedom, you can't tell them to stop. Oh God, it's
I
disgusting.
think you could.
I know it's been tried and it's been fought in court and it's been won because it's religious freedom.
Right, but religious freedom doesn't apply to another person. Like, for example,
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
if Nitty decided it was his religious right to sacrifice P-Town on an Aztec altar, well, it's Nitty's religious freedom. But if P-Town doesn't consent, then that's not. In fact, whether P-Town consents, it would generally be considered illegal, despite the fact that it's a religious practice. Like,
Yeah, but I
laws
think
supersede religion whenever a person's well-being is in the crosshairs.
yeah, you would think, right? But many times, especially dealing with religion, it seems that consent means nothing. If you want to go with something as minor as like a baptism, or as extreme as what is the name of it? It's a
Bar mitzvah, bat mitzvah.
I don't think so. It's a specific I think about bat mitzvah or bat, the female and male bat mitzvah, whatever the name is, a bar and bat.
Mhm.
I think that's just kind of like a coming of age kind of thing,
Yes.
if I remember. Yeah, but the she's, oh, what is the name of it when they literally bite the? See, it's so disgusting to me that I literally cannot. The words cannot pass my mouth. Every once in a while I'll try to. If you say it, it hits harder, I think. But I can't even bring myself to say it. They perform circumcisions with their mouths, which you know what that entails, and it's disgusting. I don't know how. Yeah, it's another sidetrack, another side tangent. But this is what religion will do to your mind. It'll let you take your baby to a rabbi to have to be sexually assaulted. There's no other way to put it. To be
And
sexually
mutilated.
assaulted, mutilated, and the one court case that I did read, and many, it's not like it just happened one time. I think it became such a big thing that it ended up becoming a court case because the children kept contracting syphilis. And by children, I mean literal babies kept getting syphilis from these rabbis. Yeah, it's gross. But that's religion. Oh, Niti's got some candles up here.
Them all down. Which piece of paper is correct?
None of them. It's 2.
That can't.
But I'm
Okay, I
accessing
get it.
knowledge wrong. I'm accessing knowledge wrong. So, what would be your process to harmonize numerical contradictions in the Bible? Like, there's a lot of them in between
simple
Chronicles
one.
and
Numerical contradiction.
Chronicles
So
and
now you
Kings.
want to use numerical contract. You want to talk about those?
Well, because
But
it
it's the
can be any
same
of them.
thing. It's the same premise, right?
Mhm.
Like, it's the same premise. It's like saying, oh God, I'm trying to think of one. Like, how many loaves and fishes did Jesus make? They're always the same, but let's say they were different between gospels. Then how would you determine
Yeah.
which number of them is
Oopsies.
correct?
Usually it's like, oh,
How many women
so-and-so had
visited
this
the
many
empty tomb?
horses, or this many
Mhm.
chariots.
Yeah, I did a breakdown of all the contradictions of that because I didn't know. It's not like I've done one pass of the Bible, and that was about 12 years ago, and it was so boring. It took well over a year because it's just take it out. Just let's just say that there's not a religion based around the Bible, and it's just a work of fiction. It's still a really bad work of fiction. It's boring. Excuse me. But yeah, I did the whole contradictions, like how many women, which women. And one thing that I caught that I don't hear a lot of people talk about, and I went back to the story multiple times to make sure that I had it right, and as far as I can tell, I did. And is that Jesus appeared to the women first in 3 accounts. But in one account, he appears to um whatever, some of the disciples. He appears to the disciples first. The women run away from the tomb, and Jesus decides he wants to troll his disciples, and they're riding their horses from one town to another, I forget which, and there's a third member mysteriously beside them. It turns out that third person was actually Jesus the whole time. So the women didn't even find Jesus is not. They still found the tomb first, but he didn't appear to them first. In one account, and in one account, there's like an angel who like blasts down from the heavens and scares the guards. In one account, there's Jesus is like, or there's like a person in a white robe sitting inside the empty tomb. Though they're wildly different. They're so wildly different. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good time. Yeah, I kept hearing like, oh, there's different resurrection stories, and I was like, well, let's take a little look see. So I went through all the resurrection stories, and
Yeah, side by side,
wow,
they're crazy.
they're wildly different. Oh, I can only stand a small amount of these nonsensical weirdos who apparently have the same combo over and over again, but remember nothing once they awake the next day. Yeah,
That is an excellent point,
yeah,
because I mean, every believer is slightly different, but P-Town, every single argument that ever comes up, he has had on camera. There's video evidence of it multiple times, every single one, and he learns nothing. Probably because he's not paying attention to that either.
yeah, yeah. That's pretty typical. Just like I remember Aaron Ra, and did he have a debate against Kent? Aaron Ra?
He's debated Kent Hovind a couple of times in the past.
Yeah, I remember in one of the debates, he said pretty much what UC Love just said. He's like, "Why are you pretending like this is a new argument to you? We went over this the last time we talked." Yeah, it's wild. They
Mhm.
take away nothing. I wouldn't say they remember nothing. I think they know the arguments. They have to pretend that they don't. I guarantee you, if you set Kent Hovind down, and he would just be honest for a moment and play along with the game or whatever, and you said, "Hey, give me a steel man of the evolution." I really think he could do it if he would just be honest for a moment. Of course, he would never ever do that. He has to pretend and play dumb, but he's heard the argument so many times. I 100% guarantee you he could steel man the argument if could be honest for a moment. But they just have to pretend like they don't.
Or this.
Indeed.
Me too.
It's a fair point.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna try. I need to get my other account back to StreamYards, and I'll know that next time. I didn't know that when you log into YouTube on a new browser, it doesn't log in all the other accounts that are on another browser. So next time I'll do that. But UC Love, if you want, I think I'm gonna do more of these kind of more for fun trolling streams. I don't know. I don't know if you caught the first half of the stream at Gabriel. It was maybe the first 10 to 15 minutes, but it was actually really funny. Caterpillar, Tsunami, Antichrist Superstar. I can't recall who else. We all went into Vlad Shavchuk's stream, and we only caught the very last part of his stream, and then he ended it.
You scared him away.
I mean, it seems to be the case because he was speaking in a manner that didn't really say, "Hey, I'm about to end this stream," and then we kept trolling the comment sections. I was going with what he does and literally just calls everything demonic. And so anytime he would mention a word, I'd just say that's demonic, just having fun. And then Tsunami jumped in, and then Antichrist Superstar jumped in, and I could have swore it was one more person. Who else jumped in? Oh yeah, Caterpillar. We all went on his stream, and he ended up. He's like, "Do we have any mods? Can we get some mods to help those who cannot help themselves?" And then, hey Cat, welcome back. I was just telling the story to Gabriel here, which I don't know if
Sounds delightful.
yeah, it was a blast. And then he ended up what did he say? Like he read a few of our messages, and mind you, he had about 700 people watching his stream, so there was a lot of messages, but he saw ours and asked the mods to start modding. And then I think Sumami said that Vlad bangs demons. Stop banging demons or something like that. And then then just as soon as he started actually reading our comments, he was like, "Okay, well, all right, well, have a good night, everybody. Jesus loves you," whatever the fuck they say. So that was fun. I think maybe I'll try to do that a little bit more, but I don't want to do it on my actual YouTube channel because I'm sure that if they really wanted to, they could have my channel shut down by just going to all my videos and reporting them, and I don't want that.
You suppose Jesus is demonic? I mean, after all, he came back from the dead, and that is literally unnatural.
Yeah. Yeah, resurrection is demonic. Sumami got kicked, yeah. Yeah, it was a good time. He bored his own mods. They dipped out before the end of the stream. I think so, because the channel, he's pushing almost 1 million subscribers. He has 800 people that were watching the live stream, and he had one mod that did nothing until he explicitly said, "Hey mods, can you start modding?" It was fun. So anywho, the whole point of that was UC Love. I think maybe I'll do some more of these troll streams where we'll find a particularly disgusting apologist, or he's not really an apologist, he's an actual preacher. These less than moral humans, and then we'll troll their chat and report some of their videos that deserve reporting. If they don't deserve it, then please don't do it. Everybody has a right to spew whatever nonsense they want, but not hate speech, which Vlad does a lot of.
Yeah, he's a dangerous person. He's part of that whole cult of, I used to be an atheist, I am a prophet, I speak the words of God, do as I say.
Mm-hmm. Did he used to be an atheist?
I'm not 100% sure on him, but virtually every member of that whole affiliation does that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. He seems like maybe he would have I had the rough upbringing, but then I found Jesus story. I used to hate God. Troll streams are my favorite. Yeah, they're fun. And like I said in the beginning, it's not something that I particularly want to do extremely often, because it can give a bad look to a side of a debate, and the topics that we are trolling are generally more on the serious side, but it's okay to have fun with it every once in a while. So you got to have some fun with it. You got to find some humor in it all. But yeah, UC Love, if I'm going to try to do some more of those. So I'll take, if you don't want to post it on your account, then I'll tell me what you want me to say, and I'll post it on my Jesus account, and we'll have some fun. Too bad we caught literally, I think, just like the last 10 minutes, and apparently there's some big Hollywood blockbuster that they're working on, and it's going to come out soon, and he was trying to sell tickets for that.
I imagine it might be Greg Locke's movie, Come Out in Jesus' Name.
Yeah, I don't know. I never caught the name of it. Never was able to catch the name of it. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, maybe we'll do some more troll streams and just have some fun. All right, what are these? What are they on now?
So many wheels, and it's
So it wouldn't be a cross; it would just be a bigger rectangle.
I should actually just do a step-by-step segment on that at some point.
Sure.
You should do a scripted video with visuals so people can see it, because it seems like it needs the visuals. With
It does.
The problem is you have to show me in the Hebrew that your side by side means exactly that they camped in a perfect order.
He's on the camps again.
Directionally, what's the word of in succession, rather than spread across.
But see, they can be spread, but each, because
sounds dirty.
There's 4 groups. There's 12 tribes, but there's 4 groups. Those 4 groups can be, they can be in succession, or they can be spread. Regardless, it would still be.
No, it wouldn't.
Can you fill me in on the camps? What are they talking about?
This is one of P-Town's favorite arguments. He brings it up at least a couple of times a month. The idea is that in the Old Testament, I believe it's in Numbers, but I'm not 100% sure. It describes how the tribes have to set up shop around the tabernacle. They set up the tabernacle when they pick a new campsite, and then the tribes set up around. According to the book, 4 of the tribes have to set up to the north, 4 of the tribes have, or no, 3 of the tribes to the north, 3 to the east, 3 to the west, 3 to the south, so that they're evenly spread. You would think that would just be a big milieu of people with roughly even numbers in all 4 directions. P-Town argues that they form their camps in straight lines away from the tabernacle, creating the shape of a cross, which is representative of Jesus in the Old Testament. They would only do that because of Jesus. And he's been corrected on this by Aaron, by Lawrence, by Bryce, by Tomer, but he keeps making the argument.
I wonder if it's an argument that is it worth making? Whenever I choose to respond to an argument or pick a video to cover or whatever, I make sure it's an argument that's even worth responding to. Is that it's kind of like that video that maybe you were on there, Gabriel. I can't recall where they were talking. What did that guy talk about? The helper or the rescuer, whatever that was. Maybe you weren't on that stream. I can't remember. I get my angels mixed up. But I'm curious, like, what if you could just what I think maybe just what would be the harm of just granting the argument?
Some of them might be
aside from maybe stroking P-Town's ego a bit. If he was correct, does it hold any significance?
If he were correct, it'd be not only the layout of the campsite, but you'd also have to concede that is a representation of Jesus in the Old Testament.
Well, that's where I would yeah. You could concede that it's a cross. Now demonstrate how it's a representation of Jesus.
Well, that's where you run into P-Town level logic. Well, it's a cross. It's Jesus. What else could it be?
Yeah. What else could it be? Yeah.
Scripture pointing to this very specific location in the Middle East, and we Google Earth it, and it's a ram's head mountain, and it's like, I don't know, maybe not. Like it's really a stretch.
Used to be a rapper called Rev Vibes.
Well, let me address that, but first, let's just quickly address this shape of the encampment in the wilderness. The only specific direction is when it comes to the I think it's the west, right? The sun sets in the west. So if you put the sun on the horizon, Nitty, even though it's really big to you and I, it's really actually a very specific mark, especially when you're considering hundreds of thousands of people. If they're ordered, and Scripture says it, I think in both Numbers 2 and 1, to do it exactly the way that God commanded, towards the sun. So that's the only.
Hold on.
Time in the history of the world. 40% of all of our missing children in America are caught in sex trafficking rings. The average individual that is trafficked is sold for $90. 75% of them are sold by someone that they know very well.
People being sold into slavery is very biblical.
That is true. What is this? What is this, Anthony? What are you making me watch, Antichrist?
There's an evil in these streets, but people...
Oh, it's really bad.
They keep walking. The government is hush-hush and preachers ain't talking. Everybody's quiet as a mouse. Because you don't get concerned unless it happens in your house. I see it on the news all the time. So no more can I keep silent, so I'm busting out this rhyme. It's time to lift the lid on a subject that ain't nice.
I'm digging the late 80s, early 90s music. but he's so bad.
Snatching up our kids, selling them out like they merchandise. We've overlooked it like a big misplacement. Not thinking about the girls beat up naked in a basement. There's no hope for victims, only danger. Forced all the time, having sex with a stranger. I know that sounds so dirty, you'd rather turn your face, but you can't sit there silent and still preach about his grace. It's gonna take an army to stand against this wrong. It's become an epidemic that's now 30 million strong. My friend, this ain't no game. Don't act like you can pause it. Imagine it's your kid in some dirty dude's claw.
I don't know if I would refer to we'll just say people that are in the sex trafficking trade as 30 million strong. I don't think I'd refer to it that way.
It is a little disturbing. It's more disturbing that he's clearly just using this for his own gain, because now that he has a big platform and shit tons of money, he's doing exactly jack shit about the problem.
Okay. Gabriel, I'm sometimes embarrassed of my lack of knowledge of the Christian YouTube or apologetics world. I'm still pretty new to it all. Is this Greg Locke?
It appears to be.
Antichrist?
It sounds like him. It looks like a young him.
Okay. I don't know who Greg Locke is.
I'm not apologizing for being too graphic. It's time to break the silence for the victims of the traffic.
This is so bad.
Oh, I see.
This ain't some little
Traffic signs. The symbolism is like right in your face.
It's unreal.
problem that's just sitting on a shelf.
Yeah. Keep an eye on your kids at church. They're I wouldn't say that's where most children are abused within their immediate circle. That's correct. Whether it's specifically the church, I don't think so. It's more likely to be a family member.
$50 billion a year speaks for itself.
But I get the point.
It's time to scrub a dub, clean our cities like water.
Did he say clean our cities like water?
Yep.
How do you clean water?
With Dawn?
Is that maybe? Or maybe like osmosis, reverse osmosis.
Dub, clean our cities like water. And tell these stinking pimps, keep your hands off our daughters. Modern day.
Whoa! What did he say? Did he say deacon?
Stinking pimps.
Oh man, I thought he said deacon. It's like, is he actually calling out the church?
And tell these stinking pimps,
stinking
keep your
pimps.
hands
I thought he
off
said
our
deacon. Oh my goodness.
Modern day slavery, yeah, I'm being for real. I ain't talking about no cotton picking out in the field.
Whoa.
People tied up, beat down in submission, chained to the bed, can't get up without permission. We choose to close our eyes and turn around the other way. But if we don't do something, then this.
Hold on. Did he? I could be wrong about this. Yeah, why did he randomly start putting the some keywords on screen? Okay, he did it in the beginning too. 90 sold. All right. Never mind.
Mission, chained to the bed, can't get up without permission. We choose to close our eyes and turn around.
Only 40%, at church schools. Yeah, I think you can lump it all together, though, to be honest. I mean, does it really matter whether it happened at church or in the house? I think the point is that you're most likely to be abused by somebody in your immediate circle, whether that's your pastor, your parent, your brother, your sister, uncle, whatever. Yeah.
Around the other way, but if we don't do something, then this message.
No, I have yet to see Greg Locke. I don't know a lot of people, apparently. I'm still learning as I go.
According to Bitterney Henry Insurance Group, Approximately 30% of all child essay cases are the result of religion.
Mm.
Um,
No, I would argue strong. I would argue. Oops, sorry. I would argue that number has to be higher. I see why they probably put it at that, because they just took into account the actual essay that happens in the church. But when you look at the type of policies that conservative Christians push, like anti-sex education and stuff like that, I would say that more essay cases happen as a direct result of their policies than what that
see,
says.
they're an insurance group, so they're only concerned with the cases that result in financial loss, as in somebody loses a lawsuit over it.
Oh, you know what? That makes sense though, because as we learned before with P-Town, it's the economy and then morals, or what was it? Economy then slavery. Yeah.
Yeah. Catholic Church, 55.7% of priests have one formal allegation of abuse. 26.4 have two or more allegations of abuse. A survey of 6,000 United Methodist Church members found that half of all female members and 1/3 of all male members were either witnesses or victims of some degree of abuse.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Methodists, who are, not exactly top of the list for high abuse.
Right. Hey, welcome, YouTube punk. We are well, it's my stream, so as usual, we're doing nothing, and we're talking about the
No,
most
we're
random
finding
topics.
all kinds of interesting ways that religion is super harmful.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think we're having some valuable conversation. I just mean, I don't plan. I didn't plan anything, so we'll see
Christy's
where the
on?
stream takes us. Is she? Yeah, Christy Burke
I
live.
watched Christy's new video earlier today.
She keeps popping up in my recommendations, but I have yet to see anything from Christy Burke. I try my hardest not to watch too many other. We're doing yeah. This is proof that something can come from nothing. We're doing something from nothing. Yeah, I don't know. It's Christy Burke. Like I said, she keeps popping up in the recommended section, but I haven't seen anything from her. Oh, you were watching her earlier video. I mean, well, that's not impressive. You can't say I paused the video to come say hi. You just paused the video and come say hi. Now, if you were engaged in her live stream and you left, I'd be like, oh man, thank you. You just hit pause. That, you know what that tells me, YouTube punk? That you were really debating for a while. Do I want to hit pause on this video to go say hi on Nara's stream? And it was a debate in your head for you. And finally, you're like, you know what? I can hit pause on this video. Thank you for fitting me in, YouTube punk. I appreciate it.
I think you should show more gratitude. That's very Christ-like behavior. Giving yourself a minor inconvenience temporarily is the most godly act a mortal can do.
That is true. That is true. Yeah. There was no sacrifice here, YouTube punk. You left a stream or a pre-recorded video to come say hi, to which you can then immediately return to that pre-recorded video. It is very biblical. Hey, Eric. Wow, that's ominous. Why the skull and bones, Eric? Is this a threat? Is this a direct threat?
Eric's coming for you, Nara.
Yeah. The greatest sacrifice ever. Yeah, YouTube punk. Who do you think play you? Who's gonna play you in the movie? Do you think? Are you gonna get Caviezel himself to play your part? The greatest sacrifice ever made. I mean, it got me. I'm not gonna lie. I was a little scared. But we can take our minds off of Eric's ominous death threat and finish up the rest of this absolute epic rap song.
It's way past time to start lifting up our voices. We gotta get equipped, mobilize, join forces. Don't look at me so shocked, like ignorance is bliss. I guarantee you'll change when they tricking out your kid. It's become a big business, second only to drugs. The people making money ain't a bunch of stupid thugs. They're all walks of life, everybody you meet. Chances are there's a perpetrator living on your street. The face of this crime is a growing demographic. It's time to break the silence for the victims of the traffic. It's time to break the silence for the victims of the traffic.
Do you suppose he writes?
Why did it all that?
He already had the Global Vision name. No shit. Wow.
Wow.
I was going to ask, do you suppose he writes his own lyrics?
I don't think so. That has to be outsourced. That has to be.
Also,
I would say that it's outsourced and probably outsourced to many artists. I don't think one person could probably come up with that.
It's too internally consistent. It has to be divinely inspired.
Yeah. Yes. Either he hired a very qualified team of lyricists to write this, or the one person was Jesus himself.
I mean, Jesus hasn't been doing much these past few thousand years.
Well, because he's been working on this song. That's where he's been.
But he's factually wrong. He said trafficking is second only to drugs.
I caught that, yeah.
That's not true. Religion consumes a whole lot more money than both of those put together. Although the religions do spend their money on both of those things.
Yes. One lawyer has to join this new self. Oh, that's for YouTube.
Well then.
Hold on, we gotta play this absolute epic ending one more time. Why did it? Why? It's just so in your face. It's so unnecessary.
I mean, everybody should have a nuke on hand for dramatic effect.
Yeah. You know, the only person I think that can really get away with these dramatic effect screen things is Ember. They do a really good job at it. Makes me laugh every time.
Ember's not bad.
Yeah. Yeah, look at this. It's so weird. Oh boy. All right, where were we at? What were we doing? Are these guys still going?
Because I've thought about what you're... Does that bother you? Like,
no, some atheist, some scholar just did a video on it, and I made a comment, and it caused a big kerfuffle in the comment section with a lot of people weighing in on it. And it was basically like the three ways out of that is either A day doesn't mean a day, B, spiritual death instead of physical death, or C, they were already immortal and then they started the process of death. And that's the one you gave. But that one's shut down by Genesis 3:22, and it says we have to keep them away from the tree of life, because if they eat from it, they shall have eternal life. So that suggests that they already didn't have eternal life.
Death row. Yeah.
Because there'd be no need for the tree.
No, it doesn't necessarily mean that. But Christ is considered to be the tree too, in a metaphorical sense.
The Christ is both the tree and the fruit. That's
you're
neat.
Just looking for this stuff, though. It's not actually there, BS. Like,
if you have a fourth way out of it, I'm trying to figure out how your God's not a liar in the third chapter of the Genesis.
You play like...
Hey Eric, I don't know if you're still in stream, but I found a video that if you were to come onto this stream, it would probably take you about 48 hours or so to get through. Where is it at? But I found it and I thought it might be interesting to maybe break it down into some segments. Shit, did I not save it? No. Oh man, I'll never find that again. But here's one. This one's 17 minutes. There's 142 differences. I don't know if is Eric even still here. 142 differences Jehovah's Witness versus Christianity. But there was in this I would talk to Ember about devastating, dangerous, and deadly bacteria from the Institution for Creation Research. I think that one's going to be interesting. But there was a 2-hour long video of. Oh, you did watch it? Okay. This isn't the one that I don't think I saved it from watch later. Damn it. Well, hopefully I can come across it again because it was a 2-hour long video on JWs from a Christian, a debunking video of some sorts, but from a Christian perspective. But damn, I don't think I saved it. I'm gonna learn how to YouTube one day. I promise. Nope. Womp womp womp. Is Beyonce a demon?
I don't believe so. Too angelic.
Yeah, not like Gabriel angelic, but I know what you mean. Define blasted. Are you drunk? Are you high? Are you tired? Because I kind of foresee all three of those being fun. Yeah, oh no, definitely not tonight. Yeah, I cannot get through. Well, it takes us when we have a good group going. It takes us 2 to 3 hours to get through like a 15-minute video. I cannot imagine how long a 2-hour video would take.
There's a formula to these things. It's the runtime of the video times the number of speakers plus one. So if like you have a half-hour video and you're reviewing it yourself, it's going to take an hour. Half an hour for the video, half an hour for you. Add another person and it's going to take another half an hour.
I don't think that formula works out on this stream specifically because
it's a more of a guideline, really.
That sounds like a good guideline because man, I never plan to. I messaged my wife because I got a last minute idea to just jump on and troll Vlad's stream, and I said at 10:13 I said she knocks out early. I said I'm gonna jump on stream real quick. It won't be a long one. I'm not gonna be bringing anybody on, and here we are, just shy of 3 hours later. That's fun. Yeah, that's how it goes. But I should really call. Yeah, I think I'm gonna. Oh, we got a new person here. Twirzate. Hey, welcome.
Hello.
That's a new name. I haven't seen TRWZ. What is TRWZ? Oh, I think he's on Gabriel's stream. Are you?
Yes.
Yeah, are you monetized up there, Gabriel? Are you trying?
Oh heavens, no.
Is this? All right. Yeah, you must be struggling because you've come down to our earthly realm, just to YouTube.
Well, you mortals need help.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it greatly. I love having this direct line.
Yeah. But yeah, this is actually the first content on the official Archangel Gabriel channel.
Is there an official Archangel Gabriel channel?
Yes, I've been popping in enough places. I've been requested a few places. I thought it might be a good idea to make a channel so people can keep track of the Archangel Gabriel's doings.
Oh my goodness. Can I make Archangel? Would you allow me? Would you give me the benefit, the pleasure of making you a mod so you can link that? And I could take it
Sure,
away if
we
you
could
don't
do
want the but just to link the channel, because yeah, I don't want to subscribe to that channel. I need to subscribe to that channel. Just give me about 45 minutes to figure out where the hell my stream is. Hold on. Are you able to divinely send some type of message in the chat so I can have your name to click on? Because that's the only way I know how to do it. Who's ever in stream now, and whoever may see this stream in the future, if for some reason you've gotten this far, be sure to subscribe to Archangel Gabriel's channel, because the wisdom and grace. Okay, yeah. All right, you should be modded. The wisdom and grace that we are all blessed to receive from the Archangel Gabriel. Just subscribe.
Keeping in your modern human English code.
Oh yeah, the translation must be hell.
Wow, Enter is fast.
Oh, all right, Andrew's got it. All right. Click over there and make sure you subscribe to the Archangel Gabriel, which I'm going to do. And then I will log into my alts and
See, we didn't even
there as
need me. I just needed to post in chat so Andrew could find it.
And Jur, are you divine? Because you literally just beat an angel.
That's true.
It's no small feat. All right. Subscribed. All right. Then I'll open up that stream on that channel and mute it. Man, I wish I could have done this the whole time. Archangel Gabriel, why would you not? Why would you just now be saying that there's a stream going on? The watch time.
You already knew there was a stream going on. It's your stream.
Well, you know. Why didn't you say that your stream was going on? I could have like 4 accounts watching it.
I clicked on the simulcast button. I thought it would like show up or something.
You have to remember that I am a mere mortal, and it's like my second day on YouTube, and by my first day on StreamYard. So I don't grasp that concept quite yet.
I see.
Yeah, I'm a human. A mere human. All right. So we're subscribed. I'm subscribed. Everybody's subscribed. Why do I have so many streams open? Goodness. All right, where's your stream? Actually, you know what? On that note, hold on.
We're all clicking around.
Yeah, well, I have so many tabs open because I've been jumping back and forth. Which one of these can I close? Where is your stream? Mm-hmm.
So as for that person in my chat, ERWZ8, I clicked over to their channel, and I see some interesting stuff. I see some Linkin Park tributes. I see a movie review for Velocipaster.
Velocipaster was amazing. If you haven't watched Velocipaster, I recommend you stop doing what you're doing right now and put it on immediately.
I've been meaning to get to that one myself.
Yeah,
looks like cool stuff over there.
Yeah, if you're a fan of that style of movie, then you're going to love it. If you're not a fan of that style of movie, then you will probably see it for what it is. Absolute trash. I happen to like those kind of absolutely wild and wacky movies that make no sense. Okay, so I have. Okay, this is. Yes, this is you. All right. I got your stream rolling in the background. Okay. Oh, there you are. Damn it. Now I have you rolling twice. I don't think that counts. Okay, I'm closing that one. Cats will cat.
It's true. Cat Jesus was running around earlier and kept trying to knock people off of the flat earth model.
My cat, she's she going on 8, and she weighs all of I think she's just shy of 5 pounds. She's a tiny little thing. And for whatever reason, she got absolutely hooked to my dog's food. So we'd usually have the dog food setting up on a chair. So when we're ready to feed the dogs, we just scoop it right out. Well, she started biting holes in the bag. So we had to put it into a cabinet. And every once in a while, we would forget to close the cabinet, and she would immediately go in there. And I mean, it's a 28 pound, 28, 38, whatever, medium sized bag of dog food. And she dragged the whole thing out at her all of 5 pounds, and then put holes in it. And we'd wake up to a mound of dog food on the floor. So we started putting, we started making absolute sure that the cabinet door was closed. And then sure enough, we'd still wake up to the dog food bag pulled out of the cabinet on the floor. So we have a Furbo that throws the dog treats, and we put it there, and we watch her go up to the cabinet door, paw at it until the cabinet door opens. So now we have a box sitting in front of the cabinet door to block. Cats will cat. Cats will cat. 15 years old. Oh, 11 pounds. Yeah, I've seen probably your profile picture is the cat you're referencing, but I've seen your cats. Oh, maybe on Discord, I think. Yeah, gotta love cats. Gabriel, do you have any animals?
Approximately 8 billion humans.
Well, I don't know how I should take that. All right, it's getting late. I got to get up early. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Thank you, everybody who stopped by and who stuck around this long. I appreciate it, because as usual, there was no plan. There was no rhyme or reason to this stream. But thank you so much for stopping by. Gabriel. Yeah, thank you so much for stopping by, UC Love. I appreciate it. It was fun. The trolling at the beginning was a good time.
It's a very unusual night.
It was, yeah.
And yet we do seem to do this kind of thing often, don't we?
Well, it's fun. And honestly, I think there was, like you said, in today's stream, there was actually a lot of good information exchanged in the sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. In the marketplace of ideas, I think there was a lot of good stuff put on the table.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
weird random things.
Weird random things like was it Greg Locke doing his little rap?
Yeah, rapper Greg is that was something.
something. It was definitely something. It was definitely a thing. And once again, Archangel Gabriel. 2 quick things. I absolutely love this. Excuse me. This the thing you're doing here. It's it's fun. It's a lot of fun, and I appreciate it. And number 2, thank you so much for coming on the stream.
But of course, it is the duty of an angel to help.
Well, I greatly appreciate it, and keep the Gabriel name going, because it is a lot of fun. I enjoy it. Makes me laugh. All right, thank you so much, everybody. I'll see you on the next one. And remember, you are better than religion.